Okay. Yay! We are live! Ah! Hi, everybody. This is Melissa Nicholson with WorkMuse, the founder of WorkMuse. And I'm trying out this eCam software to do our lives so that we can schedule them for you all. And then when you get an email or a reminder, it's scheduled. You just hit set reminder. You get a little notification, or you can go straight to the link. And there you are. You don't have to hunt and peck. You don't have to look for us in Job Share, Live Life Plus Slay Work, our private Facebook community full of amazing group of human beings, all looking for flexibility and folks who value their careers. But you can just find us right there. So we're testing it out. I can't wait. I would love to hear what you guys think of it when you have a chance to check it out. And let me know what you think of the little 10 minutes beforehand, just to give you a heads up. So I'm just going to, without further ado, start with our training for today. It is Job Share Java. And I think we're at a point right now. You might hear my boot clicking around. I still have my broken foot down here. I think we're at a point in the pandemic. Are we so sick of even saying the word pandemic? I think we're at a point in the pandemic where we're just tired of, there are a lot of great things that have come out of the pandemic, a lot of silver linings. I can definitely think of some silver linings for my family, and I'm sure that you can too. But I think as far as pretending things are okay, this could be actually a very positive thing that comes out of this entire unique collective experience that we're all having. That we no longer feel the need to cover over everything. We no longer feel the need to pretend things. We're okay being real with people, and we're a little bit more transparent, I think, than we were before. And I think one of the main things that has come out is that, it's no joke. We've been talking, if you've been here with me for some time, if you've been following WorkMuse, if you've looked at our newsletter, if you've been a coaching client or had, or worked with me in any way or attended a training, you definitely know that, you definitely know that we're not shy about talking about the fact that there has been no social safety net in the U.S. compared to all of our European partners, all of our European countries, and basically every modern democracy. So that has just come crumbling down around women. And I want to dedicate this training, which is 5 reasons that job sharing is a game changer for working moms. Job sharing is, I got excited. I knocked the desk. Job sharing it's a game changer for working moms. It's great for everybody, but it is a game changer for working moms. And specifically, I would just open that up to say caregivers. But to be honest, up to 90% of caregivers in the U.S. to aging parents are women. And I'm actually in that phase of life right now. So whether someone, chooses or becomes a mother or chooses not to become a mother or not to become a parent, if someone is female, at some point in time, they're going to hit a caregiving wall. They're going to hit something where they are no longer able to do the 24/7. Let's talk about the reality of the 40-hour work week, which for many people is a 50-hour work week and the 60-hour work week. And the pandemic, in many ways, while we've all been working from home and now we're settled into it, and sometimes it's great for some people and some kinds of jobs, and sometimes 100% is great and sometimes a little bit is great. But one of the big, one of the big pitfalls, one of the big secrets that a lot of people don't know about a lot of forms of flexible work, including and especially remote work, is that for the perceived perk that you get, or because we ourselves have not been taught how to create healthy work boundaries, a lot of times we just let those computers, that workspace, rule our lives because we haven't learned how to really be hardcore about our work boundaries and how to lay those expectations transparently with other people so that they're respected and so that we're respected and we respect other people's boundaries as well. And it's got a lot of people a year and a couple months in feeling really not just zoomed out, which I know that we got friendly with the terms Blur's Day and Zoom's Day and all those kinds of things, but not just zoomed out, but quite frankly, just completely flattened by burnout. Just flattened. And I'm dedicating this episode to all of the moms, and I know not everybody in our community is a mom, but many are. And one of the things that I know for sure, if you are here, you're someone who is a go-getter, a doer, and very likely someone who cares. You're probably somebody who cares, whether something affects you directly or not. You care about other people. You care when you see others being affected negatively and unfairly. You care that women of color are being disproportionately affected. You care and you want to do better. You want to know. You want to support people. And so before we get into these 5 reasons, and of course the pandemic has brought on a whole new reason, and we'll get into that a little bit. But I want to talk with you. I want to share an excerpt from a resignation letter that an advocate of job sharing, a friend of mine, shared with me and has given me permission to share with you all. This friend has just taken a career break this summer to be with her family, and she was brave enough and courageous enough to put this in writing for somebody who's a decision maker in her company who can affect not only even just her place of business, but many other places of business. And I just thought it was incredibly brave. And I was really proud of her and just thought it was awesome. And so she said she didn't mind if I shared a bit of it. And I just thought this might get you in some way. This may feel like something you're feeling. And I know that this friend is not my first friend. In fact, I've been kind of pushed out of work a little bit by my aging parent caregiving. And I'm here every week, but some things are on hold. And that's real. And that's because I've got children, I've got kids that I have to take care of, and their mental well-being and how they're doing. And I've got a mother who has been diagnosed and is having memory problems. So I've got my mother, and then I have my in-laws, who we just recently moved. But I know a lot of people are going through these things, and it's not even just by choice. A lot of women are being pushed out of jobs, especially women of color who are frontline workers and are unable to manage all of the things that the pandemic has put on them without support. So this is what my friend said, and she said, I've decided to take this summer off to be with my family. I am one of thousands of women leaving the workplace this year because of burnout. Because the challenges of balancing remote work, remote schooling for children, and all of the other social pressures and anxieties of this year have been too much. I am someone who prides herself on doing good work and doing a job well. With all that has been going on this year, I haven't felt like I have been able to do a good job in any area of my life. You know, even if you're watching this in the replay, let me know if this feels like you, if this feels familiar. I have felt these things. And I'm self-employed, but I have felt these things too. And she goes on to say, last spring, when we were in the depths of the pandemic, if leadership had reached out to me and said, I know things are hard. We have a job sharing program. Would you like the opportunity to go part-time while we get through this and share your job with another person? I would have leapt at this opportunity to keep my job and my health. Now I feel like I've reached a point of burnout where even going part-time is not an option. I just need a break. I'm worried about what this means for my career and for my family's long-term financial outlook. But at the end of the day, getting myself back to feeling whole and able to present my best self to my family and work is more important. How many of us are feeling that exact same thing? How many? How many? Let me know. Let me know if you are feeling this exact same thing. I mean, I imagine that nearly every mom is feeling that exact same thing, especially every mom who works in corporate, who works for someone else who's not self-employed and can't set their schedule. But I know that even the self-employed moms have to work their tushies off to save their businesses, to bring in the income that they need for their families, and are still trying to manage all of this without reliable childcare, reliable school, with and honestly, a lot of mental health issues that we're dealing with our families. Even if we have better schedules now, even if we have sent kids back to school, it's that part. It's that part. It's our mental health. It's where we are right now. It's all that we have been through. So this is my promise to you. I'm wondering if this is a little off key. But my promise to you is that unless you want to take time off and you've made this decision fully for yourself, and it's a decision you would have made without all of these things, I don't want you to have to get to this point unless you want to. My friend is too burnt out. She needs the space. I'm very happy for her. I want her to have that. But what I want for all of you, I know how important it is to stay in the workforce if you can. You have to do what's right for you. It's a personal choice. Everybody makes those choices. But this is where I'm going to come in and get to it. So the reason that job sharing is a game changer for working moms is that you are part-time working, but it's a high impact role. You're working part-time in a high impact role. You're not part-timed. And the reason this is because job sharing is not working part-time with another person. Job sharing is a different way of working. It's a completely different way of working. It's not like any other flexible work practice. In fact, it's a talent retention, a talent practice. It's a way to leverage talent and to achieve better results for companies. And so you are leveraging 2 skill sets, 2 brains, 2 personality types in one role. And because it is a different way of working, even though you, my friend, will be working probably 3 days a week, probably in the most common job shares, you'll be working a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or you could be working 4 days a week with 2 days of overlap, or they're very flexible. But the point is that you're going to be working part-time, but you're going to be in a high-impact role, which means that not only will you have the ability to be promoted as a team together and go for those promotions, go for those promotions, because over 70% of people who go for the promotions who are job sharing are promoted as a team. So you can really level up your career financially, even though you're taking you're exchanging time for money in the beginning, a percentage of your salary for the time that you're gaining back, like half of your week, even more in most cases, 4 days a week, versus 3.5 days. So the way that you work will be very different, and you'll be very focused, efficient, and like just this task mastery team of 2 that works through complicated problem solving together and works through your differences and your different points of view and your diversity, basically your diversity of thought, because of your 2 backgrounds. This is where it's wonderful to have a job share partner who's not just like you, who doesn't come from the same background as you, but has a different point of view, so that you can come out and you can get to those outcomes together. And because of that, your career trajectory, should you choose, can just go straight on up, because you've got that person, you've got that cheerleader, you've got that person taking the baton, and you're working in this way that leverages both of you. So that's the first one. Why it is genius, literally genius for working moms, a game changer. And it was for my family too. I made probably about 90% of what I had been making full-time, working part-time, within a year of job sharing, a year and a half maybe. But I could have even gone farther had I had training to make sure that I was able to get in and out of job shares smoothly and negotiate the entire time. So, and train the trainer, train the managers, so they understood everything they needed to know. The second one is actual real work-life balance. I know that the word and the term work-life balance is a loaded term, my friends. I know it. People hate it. You are just, you have to take one from the other, take one from the other. It's like this thing. But you know what? The very first thing that job sharers tell me when they begin job sharing, first of all, they're so flippin' excited. They can't believe that they're able to do this. But when they get ramped into that job share, and especially when they have training and they're out the gate, the first thing that people who've job shared on their own, those amazing people who sought it out themselves, made a way and did it, and people who we've created and put into job shares and not put into job shares, you create the job share. You do it. It's the ownership is on the job share. But the people who job share, the first thing they gush to me, the first thing is, I have the best work-life balance. Job sharing allows you to separate and prioritize work and life. And I understand we might want life to be completely integrated, and my God, it sure is, even for job sharers these days, right? Because your life in many ways is at home, your work is at home. I've got a husband, I've got kids, one kid of 2 here, I've got a husband here, neither of them were ever here before, and now I've got a mother here. Go thunk it, who would have thunk it? So, actual real work-life balance. The third one is time. Now, there's a lot of other flexible work practices where you may work a compressed work week and work a 4-day work week. It's great if your whole company is too, so that the expectation isn't burdensome on you when you're not there. You might be working part-time. But there's very few flexible work practices where your work doesn't pile up if you are not working a 40-hour work week in that time period. So that is the genius thing about job sharing, is that somebody else has it when you're not there. Somebody else takes the baton and goes, and they're full of energy, they're rested, they have rested, recharged, and they're re-energized and ready, full of brimming with ideas, thinking of solutions for work on their off time for fun, because that's how job shares, they get really nerdy. It's really cute. But they get super excited, and they probably annoy other people, which is one of the things that we also train for, is how to prepare and reassure your stakeholders, all of your stakeholders, even your coworkers that you don't all, work directly with, to let them know that you're still there, you're working in a different way, but, you've got all this time. They'll never even guess. The genius thing about job sharing is that, we're going to negotiate a prorated salary and prorated benefits as well. You'll probably never even use your sick and vacay all the way up every year. And the thing is you can always flip a week, especially if you've got that consecutive days type thing. You can flip a week with your job share partner, and you can get the 2 weeks off benefit. And then they get one where they get I think it's 5 or 6 days in a row off. So they can even take a mini vacay while you're taking a vacay. I mean, it's just this kind of incredible thing. So gives them a little mini vacay. It gives you 2 weeks off while taking, I believe it is 2 days off work, technically. So that's if you're working in a 3-3 with 1 full day overlap job share. But you can do that, and there's a lot of creative things that you can do that you would never have guessed. So time. You're going to get more time than you ever knew what to do with, and it's going to be your time. You're not going to be doing this. You're not going to be looking at your phone and checking your email and emailing people back. Your job share partner is going to be doing all of that. The only person you're responsible to talking to is going to be your partner. And you're going to have a system set up so that, you're not going to be talking to your partner all the time. It'll probably come up, especially if you got it down and you use our process to make sure that your communication is seamless and your handover process is to a T impeccable. Then you are likely hardly even going to do that. So time, the fourth one, professional development. Now, this is the kind of professional development that you cannot get other places. And the reason is you're going to have hands-on professional development from your partner. Your partner is going to be the person who develops you. Your partner is look, so many jobs are very multifaceted. We do a lot, and especially when we go through recessions. And as we know, we're in a she-session right now. And this Facebook Live is going long, but you're just going to have to bear with me because there's a lot here. And I have some other things. Maybe we'll save some. We'll just broach on them and save them to dig into. I just want to get your preliminary thoughts on them. Whether you're watching live or you're doing this in the replay. So, but professional development, the reason is, so what I was going to say is when you go through a recession, especially, we've known this from the 2008 recession, right? It took a long time to come back for many people. And a lot of people jobs were downsized, and a lot of people were given double duty with a little bit budge in income, maybe. Some benefits taken away and maybe given back, but maybe definitely titles and stuff to make them feel good about it, but a lot more work. And we have a lot of hats to wear, many of us, in our careers, in our work lives. And you really can't, everybody has their strengths and their weaknesses, and your main goal in finding a partner is to find a complementary partner who you somebody you're compatible with complementary skill set. And that means that they fill in your weaknesses and vice versa. So you will start really channeling your partner when they are not there. And this will happen in your first year. It will happen in your first year. And they're going to make you better than you ever were in your job, because the parts that you were really weak in, well, they're going to lean into those. They're going to be the leads on those, and they're going to lean into those, but you're going to become better in them, and you're going to learn from them, and vice versa. So professional development, the fourth thing. The fifth is higher job satisfaction and loads more fun. Because my friend, especially if you have a full day handover or 2-day handover, or even if you have a couple of hours handover is key. You need to have a common handover time. But you will never have more fun, especially if you have a good partner who is a good fit for you, than when you're job sharing. You're going to live for a Wednesday if Wednesday is your shared day, because you are going to divide and conquer or synergize and get to it, my friends. Get to it. And that is the thing. That's probably the main reason that people never want to stop job sharing, is they have so much fun. They never imagine that in their job they could have this much fun. You have somebody who's there to like protect you at every point in your work and your life. You have somebody who's there to like really call out all the great things that you do at work and be able to pat your back. And for a lot of people, especially women, it's hard to toot your own horn, get your words in, and let people know your accomplishments at work, and really make sure that you get credit where credit is due. But your partner can brag on you, and your partner can do it when you're not there. They can do it in front of you, all kinds of things. And they're going to do it when you deserve it. It's going to be well deserved. And you're just going to love it, because you've got that person who is going to, when you're having that bad day, they're going to do a little something to break it up and make you turn it all around for you. They're going to go out and they're going to say, hey, let's go get some Java. Let's go take a little coffee break. Let's get out of here for a minute. And it's fine. You'll always be working your tushy off when you job share, but you'll know how to build in the fun. And that is worth a little Java. Okay. So, since we're running long, I want to discuss this, and then probably this will be a two-parter. So I really hope you guys are watching this in the replay. We'll watch this in the replay, and type #replay in the comments to let me know. And anything that comes up, type it in the comments. I will come back to it, and I will reply to each and every single one of your comments. I promise. Let me know what you think of the eCam, and if you got a notification and it seemed to work and all that kind of stuff. Say, hey, you drop them in the comments. You let me know what's going on with you. So we know, and I'm looking down because I've got some stats and stuff to read, but basically we know that women lost $800 billion from layoffs and were pushed out from the start of 1 year from the start of the recession, right? So essentially, women lost. The jobs report came out in April, and as of April, 4.2 million women were pushed out of their jobs in the U.S. from the pandemic. 4.2 million women. In April alone, 165,000 women left the workforce, and 355,000 men joined the workforce. We're at the point where women are just worn down, and you know what I'm talking about. Women are worn out. They are burnt out, just like the woman that I shared her resignation letter said. She would have loved, jumped at, leapt at the opportunity to job share, even temporarily, through the pandemic. Had the opportunity been brought to her, had her company been forward thinking, Sometimes you have to be forward thinking for your company. You go to them. This is the time they're open. They really are losing people left and right. And it's not the panic that it was before. People are getting pushed out because they're not supported. They're not supported in their caregiving and all of the things that are on their plate now. So, and for people, a lot of people, it's Mental Health Awareness Month. It's our Mental Health Awareness Month. It's never been important, I feel, than this month. Like if we're ever going to celebrate, you know how these holidays come around and you keep up with them and you're like, is it Dog Day? Is it? But Mental Health Awareness Month is one we should all freaking take a stand, make sure that it works. It comes up, it's talked about, it's discussed, there's an open door policy, and you're discussing it with your boss too. So of those 4.2 million women pushed out, 2 million women are still unemployed. 2 million women are still unemployed. So there's a lot of really cool female founders that are out there pushing the envelope. They are advocating big time. They are protesting in what way that women can protest now. But basically, they are using their voices and they are saying this is no longer okay. It is no longer okay that women, that caregivers have no support, that children are not treated as well as adult human beings, that old people are not treated as well as adults in their middle of their lives. It is no longer okay because guess who needs to support those very young human beings and those very old human beings? People in the middle. And we can't do it if we don't have support. If we don't have affordable universal health care, if we don't have affordable childcare, if we don't have parental leave for at least a year, paid parental leave, if we don't have flexible work for all, regardless of reason, agnostic of reason, specifically only for the productivity that the company can gain from it. And the evidence is there. It's starting to rain. I feel like the heavens are opening up right now and going, yes, hallelujah. This is what we're talking about. So specifically, there's two different folks. The woman there's two things. This really awesome woman who I'm gonna mark it up, but she's the founder of Girls Who Code, and she started this. And it's called the Marshall Plan for Moms. It's a plan to pay our mothers for their unseen, unpaid labor. So Marshall Plan for Moms. Remember that. I've brought it up several times. You've seen it in the newsletters if you've been paying attention. Not only that, but now there is legislation introduced in the House by Congresswoman Grace Meng in New York, Amy Klobuchar in Minnesota, and Tammy Duckworth in Illinois. So Senator Duckworth, yes. They're all senators, actually. One congresswoman and 2 senators. Sorry. And so I want to hear what you think about the idea of Marshall Plan for Moms. The other one, now this is just really like kind of like a campaign, like a social media campaign, like a destigmatizing campaign. It's done by HeyMama.co. Hey Mama is like a membership community, right? For professional women, entrepreneurial women who are entrepreneurs, but also women who are professional women. And what they have done is they had a goal to get 1,000 women to add motherhood to their resume by National Women's Equality Day, August 26th. So by midsummer, they would like 1,000 women to add mother to their LinkedIn profiles. And if you go to heymama.co and you go to MOTR in the top, you will see all the badges, all the things they have, everything else. So I'm going to ask you, and I want to talk about it more. And I really hope that you stayed for this whole Facebook Live. I want to ask you what you think about this. Both of these things center on mothers. There is a part of me that knows, because of WorkMuse, because of my work in this area, there is a part of me that knows that if we make it maternity leave, bunk happens. Nothing. If we make it flexible work for moms, or women, because the bias and the discrimination against women is strong, and it is real, and it is structural, and it is systemic. And it is, people don't know that they have it, and they have it. Women too. So, how you move the lever is parental leave. Incentivizing and destigmatizing men from taking their leave in the same ways that women will. There's a heap of evidence that shows that if men are involved with their infants, from the moment they are involved, every single day, week, month, the longer they're involved, the longer the leave they take, the more equal of a co-parent that they will be, the more equal of a household chore manager that they will be, a co-partner. And that's what makes for happy households, especially when the majority of households, this is not the 1950s, it costs a lot of money to live, especially in the US, especially with insurance, especially with the lives that we live. Few people can afford for one person to not work forever. There might be a career break, it may be a trade-off, and a lot of times people regret those down the line. Job sharing is a way to get back in, by the way, and not be juniored, for lack of a better term. Juniored to as if you were a 24-year-old starting over. You can get back in with someone who's already in there. I'll teach you how. But this part of me says parent, not putting mother on the resume, but parent. And incentivizing and getting men to do it. Marshall Plan for moms. But then there's the other part of me that says moms are so affected. What if we go at it straight from moms? And I want to know your opinion on these. So, number 1 or number 2? Stick with the mother, lead with the mother, center on the mother. Go hardcore, because the mothers are facing the worst of it. Like by far. And the black mothers are facing the very worst. Latina mothers. Or center on the parent. Let me know what you think. This ran way over. I'm rusty and out of practice. I will get better. And these will be hopefully very valuable to you and really give you a lot of gusto for your own work-life balance, not just your work-life balance, but for what you're going through now, for the life that you want to live and the way that you want to work. I'm going to let you go. I'll be back here next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, noon Central, and 1 p.m. Eastern time. So I'll be back, and I can't wait to see you. I'm sending you a ton of love. We can do hard things together. We can do hard things together. I do love Glennon Doyle, but we can do hard things together. And that is what our community is about. So if you have not joined our private Facebook community, I really want you to go there, because that is the place, that is like the check-in point, That is the place where we all are. So job share, live life, plus slave work. So So join. I believe it's in this post. And I'm going to put a couple of links into this post as well for where the Marshall Plan for Moms and also Motherhood on the Resume, MOTHR. Oh, MOTR, Motherhood on the Resume. What do you think? Motherhood, parent. Men do it or women do it or both? I want to know. I'll talk to you soon and have a great week.